David, can you talk about like the evolution of BFR? Because we work very closely with some physical therapists that when they first brought it into our gym, they had this machine that was like literally following the athlete around who was coming out of post rehab. Mm-hmm. And then of course, through all of the, different platforms and people that I've met in the industry, my cuffs I put them on, I run them off my phone. So can you kind of talk a little bit about the differences of type of equipment out there, with Suji obviously being, one the most, but just kind of what to look for, like what should our trainers really, just to explain the differences between the different technologies?
Yes, certainly. And I've got a caveat that everything I'm about to say is obviously coming from the most biased source applicable. As mentioned before, BFR technology really exists on quite the big spectrum. So you've got your rubber bands and your straps on one side. They're obviously extremely portable. They're obviously completely inexpensive. You can get them for like $15 on Amazon. And, there's a level of practicality with that. I strongly wouldn't recommend that if you're working with a client because of the lack of accuracy. On the other side, the bit of technology that I think you're referring to there is, I won't mention them by name, but yes, you're right. It normally exists on what looks like an IV dolly. Yes. It normally has to remain plugged into the wall. There's normally quite a lot of hoses that then remain connected to the athlete's cuff while they're working out. So it really starts limiting the number of use cases that you can actually apply. And because of that cumbersome nature of that bit of technology and similar ones to it, it kind of has meant that physical therapists, athletic trainers, PTs have kind of limited their use of BFR, despite the fact that you can use BFR across like a broad spectrum of use cases. What we're seeing now, and obviously Suji is very much included in this, and obviously as mentioned, I'm biased, but we do think that we are the new gold standard when it comes to portable and accurate BFR technology. With our particular piece of tech, it's all controlled by a mobile app. When the user first uses Suji, our app guides them through all of the setup, including calibration. And during calibration, our cuff essentially inflates and deflates for about 60 to 90 seconds, during which point it learns the minimum compression needed to achieve 100% limb occlusion pressure. The big difference with our system compared to others is that calibration data then saves to that individual's profile, meaning that it's much easier to then implement it for future sessions. And we've built workflows specifically for the professionals, so your personal trainers, your physical therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches. And then we've also then got an interface which is built in the app specifically for the individual, because we understand that the workflows of those two groups are markedly different. So to answer your question, the evolution of BFR technology has come on leaps and bounds, certainly in the last 5 years. We think that we're kind of leading the charge on that. There are obviously other technologies available to you. I would strongly recommend that anyone that you choose should be one that has a huge amount of level of accuracy, and it should always have the capacity to calibrate to the individual that you're using the device on.